I am Tendrak, a storytelling dragon, and I welcome you to my theater, a place where storytellers are welcomed with tales of good and evil, joy and sorrow, entertaining while enlightening. It's a place where I tell stories that will challenge your imagination to see things that are, and perhaps are not, stories which might make things which are seemingly impossible become possible. Let me tell you a story which spans the ages. Become more aware of the interweaving of creatures and people in your lives, those who help you overcome your foibles, and those who help you to appreciate and develop your talents all the more. This is the story of the Swan Prince. There was and there wasn't a magician named Matosh who was spending an evening at home in the kitchen experimenting on mixing potions. Modri, the owl, sat on his perch, keeping the magician company.
What nasty weather this evening. Even you, Modri, are wise enough to be inside where it's warm and dry. Cozy kitchens, especially in rainy weather, are very good places to be. What poor devil is out on a night like this? Queen Božena? Come in! What brings you out on a night like this?
What took you so long, leaving your queen standing in the rain? How long do you expect me to wait out in the rain while you're cozy and comfy in here?
1,000 pardons, your majesty. I didn't know it was you. I wasn't expecting company. But what, pray tell, brings you to my humble abode on a night like this?
I have come to enlist your magic, Matosh, and there is no time to lose. As you know, the king is announcing his retirement and naming his successor at the banquet tomorrow night. I want to be his successor. I must be his successor. The king may think he's too old to rule, but I am not, and I can rule this kingdom as well as he and his son put together, even better. I am not going to be pushed aside by my stepson. I am the queen, and I will stay the queen no matter what.
But your majesty, if I may be so bold, you know, the prince is the next in the line to inherit the throne.
A mere formality, an inconvenience. I want you to help me get rid of this inconvenience permanently. If you do this, I will make you my royal wizard and chief advisor of my kingdom. If you don't, you will be counting your days too.
You are very persuasive, your majesty.
I thought you would see it my way. Well, what do you suggest?
Let me think. You can't have him assassinated, as that would cast suspicion on you. Perhaps an accident. No. Perhaps a magic potion might be just the right thing. Yes. I think a magic potion will do the trick.
A potion? I knew I could count on you to think of something subtle.
I will need a couple of strands of hair from the prince, so that the potion will affect only him.
Will a couple of locks that I found from his first haircut do? I just happen to have them with me.
My, you do come prepared, don't you?
As I said, there is no time to waste.
Drop the prince's locks into the pot, and by tomorrow the potion will be ready.
This pot here, on the table, here in the kitchen?
Of course. It is the best room in the house, and all my spices are here. What flavor does the prince like?
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon it is. The spices really help the taste of the potions, as they can really taste horrible. Have you ever tried a potion?
Don't be silly, of course not. Will it be ready in time for the banquet tomorrow night?
Certainly, Your Majesty. I plan to be at the banquet, so I'll bring the potion with me.
Good. I'll leave you to your magic potion making. I need to get back to the castle for last-minute preparations. And Matosh? Make it a fail-safe potion. Remember, I don't tolerate mistakes.
Thank you for your visit, Your Highness. Until tomorrow night. Poor prince. He has become a victim of one of the queen's intrigues. Don't be so critical. If I had refused the queen, I myself would have become the victim of one of her intrigues. But I think I can save the prince and myself and take care of the queen through the incantation on the potion. Listen carefully, Mutre. An incantation for a prince. Vařila myšička kašičku na zeleném rendlíčku, tomu dala tomu... no, that's not the right one. A potion with your hair, O prince. By my power I'll make it a cinch. But you will live, but not as a finch. At the rise of the sun at dawn, you will not become a prawn, but will change into a beautiful swan. When a beautiful princess loves you enough to give you a swan prince with bill lips so rough, a kiss that will make you her love, then your form as a swan will wane, you will be restored to your prince form again. And for the one who maliciously began this intrigue, the form of an ugly old spider will expose her deed. When the prince ascends the throne, her dastardly ugly old character through the form of a spider will be shown. I know, but to make incantations rhyme is not always as easy as it seems.
Now the queen begins to spin her web to gain the power to rule the kingdom. The next evening, at the banquet, dressed in their finery, at the head table sat King Alois, dressed in his rich, dark burgundy robe, looking stately under his gold crown. Queen Bozhena is dressed in her light blue gown with a double strand of pearls, looking regal, wearing her gold crown. Prince Ladislav wears his red cape with gold embroidered trim, looking as handsome as ever. The magician Matosh wears his black robe and combed hat, decorated with the gold and silver stars. The meal is finished, and it is time to start the toasting.
My dear guests, may I have your attention, please? His Majesty, King Alois wishes to address you.
My dear loyal subjects, tonight I wish to officially announce my retirement and to name my successor.
Oh no, my love, do not do it. You have so many more years to govern us. For the sake of your people, your son and your kingdom, please do not resign.
There, my dear Bozhena. You knew I was going to resign tonight.
And now, Prince Ladislav will make the toasts.
Let us toast His Royal Highness, King Alois.
Hear, hear! Hear, hear! Hear, hear!
Let us toast Her Royal Highness, Queen Bozhena.
Hear, hear! Hear, hear! Hear, hear!
That noise, what's that noise? Now, Matush, now.
The prearranged accident with the noise of broken dishes provided the needed distraction for the magician to put the potion to the prince's stein without being heard or noticed.
I guess it is only some clumsy servant. Nothing important.
The prince puts his stein to his lips and drinks.
This tastes like cinnamon.
The prince slumps onto his chair. His head hits the table and the stein in his hand falls to the floor, to which his father remarks,
Prince Ladislav needs a few more lessons in giving toasts. I can't name him my successor in that condition. That'll have to wait. Come, Bozhena, let's go to our rooms.
The king and queen go to their rooms. The magician helps the prince to his feet, puts the prince's arm around his neck and shoulders, and helps him to his room, all the while whispering in his ear,
Find a beautiful princess, marry a beautiful princess. Find a beautiful princess, marry a beautiful princess. Find a beautiful princess.
The next morning, the queen goes to the dining hall and finds a lady in waiting directing the servants in cleaning up.
Well, Helena, last night was a fiasco. Where's the prince this morning?
Your Majesty, they can't find him anywhere. He's not in the castle.
There must be a body. There has to be a body. At least the king didn't have a chance to name a successor. Helena, I'm sure that the prince will have quite a hangover. Where did you say the prince was?
They can't find him, Your Majesty. No prince. And they checked everywhere, even the dungeon. No prince, no body. Nothing. It's really strange.
Not bad. Not even a body. That magician certainly knows his stuff. I may have to be careful of him. In fact, I might have to take care of him myself. Oh, Helena, someone left the window open.
Oh?
What a magnificent view. There's a swan swimming on the lake. Was it there yesterday?
No, Your Majesty. I believe it flew in this morning. But I doubt it will stay long, since the weather's getting colder. I imagine the swan will be gone today, or at least flying south by tomorrow morning.
What a pity it will leave. It is such a beautiful and majestic swan.
What a surprise Prince Ladislav had had when he woke up the next morning, looked in the mirror, and saw a swan staring back at him. His life changed overnight. He knew it would be impossible for him to stay in the castle looking like a swan, so he flew down to the lake. He sadly looked up at the window. Then he stretched his wings, rose into the air, and flew until he was tired. He landed on another lake, waddled onto the shore, where he shook the water from his feathers, and met a meadowlark.
Hello, you seem to be lost. Can I help?
I don't know. It seems like I've been flying or swimming for hours. I have a horrible headache and many confusing memories. I think I was a prince yesterday, but here I am, a swan today. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, what do you remember?
The last thing I remember is drinking ale that tasted like cinnamon. I'll never drink that again. I remember Matush, the magician, helping me to my rooms and whispering in my ear to look for the love of a beautiful princess and marry her. There were words about potions, being protected, being on guard, but I can't put it all together.
That's right, it's all true. I was on the windowsill at the banquet hall. You probably didn't notice me, but I saw and heard it all. Your stepmother is obsessed to rule the kingdom instead of you. The magician saved your life by changing you into a swan with a spell that can be broken if you can find a beautiful princess who will marry you, while in the form of a swan.
Well, that's not going to be easy. I don't know any princesses. I don't know where to start. I wasn't even planning to get married yet. With all my duties of being a prince and running errands for the Queen, I didn't even have time for dating.
Let me help you. I know a beautiful princess who lives not far from here. I'll go get her, and if you like her, you can begin to break the spell. I'll be back in a few minutes.
So, I must find a beautiful princess who will marry me. I don't know if there are very many princesses who want to marry a swan, even if they are a prince. I don't think this is going to be easy.
It wasn't long before the meadowlark found the princess and indicated for her to follow him.
What luck! I found my princess friend walking in the woods. I visit her often. She's following right behind. And when she sees you, I think she'll stop to talk. I'll be back after you have a chance to visit.
Wait, little bird, I can't keep up. Why do you want me to follow you? Oh, what a beautiful swan. What brings you to my father's kingdom? There are many birds and animals here, but I think you are the most regal of them all. You are looking at me most attentively. It's as if you understand every word I'm saying.
The Swan Prince understands every word the princess says, but he can only squawk. The princess feeds him some breadcrumbs from her hand, sits down, and the Swan Prince puts his head on her lap. As the princess begins to stroke the neck of the swan, he begins to sing in his heart, hoping that she might understand in her heart.
Underneath the window flows a little stream. It carries all my trials and sorrows for my dream. All my cares and burdens carried out to sea, and that's where I will leave them, far away from me.
There's a little swan who longs to have a date. Will the one he loves become his lifelong mate? Will they wed and share their lives and love each other till the end of time, together evermore? Will they wed and share their lives and love each other till the end of time, together evermore? Such a romantic song between two kindred spirits. Oh, I wish I felt this way about the Duke, Count, or whatever he is that I'm supposed to marry. I don't love him, and I don't think he really loves me. I think he wants to marry me for my dowry. But my father says this is my last chance to find someone to marry me. There is no one else available.
The swan stretches out his neck and the princess hugs him. Then he stretches his neck up and nuzzles her earlobe.
The Duke has been following me all morning, and I think I lost him for a while. But I'm sure he'll find me sooner or later. I'll call him and introduce him to you, and then you can see for yourself what kind of a man he is. Oh, Duke!
Where are you, my little chickadee?
See, I told you he wasn't far away. Just follow the path to the lake and you will find me.
Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you.
Come and meet one of my friends. Here he is.
Why, it's just a dirty old swan. Can't you do better than that? You have such weird animal friends.
Sometimes the animals are kinder than people.
Oh, my poor little princess. I can see that you live in a world all your own. Someday soon you will have to leave that world and come into my world of reality.
My dear Duke, maybe you should come into my world with my friends now and then, to talk to them and listen to what they have to say. You could learn a lot.
My little chickadee. I don't need your world, and I don't want your world. In a few days we'll be married, and then you will have to live in my world without your dumb animal friends. And you will soon forget your world. You stay away from me, you swan! Call him off, princess. Call him off. I'll come back and I'll get you later, and we'll have swan for dinner. I'll see you back at the castle, princess.
I don't know if I'm laughing because you chased him away or because you were trying to protect me. Though I can't imagine you ending up on his dinner table. You sure don't like him, do you? I guess I feel the same way. Well, I can't marry the Duke. I just can't. I think I'd rather live alone and be an old maid than be married to him.
Marry the swan, dear princess. Marry the swan, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
I have an idea. My dear friend, Swan, will you marry me? Will you? We'll seal it with a hug and a kiss. Oh my gosh! You're not a swan. You're a prince. I'm kissing and hugging a prince. Aren't you full of surprises?
At your service, my lady. Your kiss broke the spell. Will you marry me? Do you think your father will let us get married?
Yes, yes, yes. Come with me and let's find out.
Hand in hand, the prince and princess ran to the castle.